It's still Sunday. It's April 30th, 2018, and somebody was talking about, I remember somebody was talking about how I should audio some of things from my blog or my website, because I guess people hate reading these days, which I can get it. I can dig it. I think it's mostly because we're always like trying to do multiple things, and I know a lot of times I'll have like Safari read the web page, so that way I could still like listen to things and learn things, and then I can like write to, or I can Twitter to, or I can do multiple things, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It just is. So no, there's no video. It's just my voice. That way you can also multitask, but hopefully you can hear what I'm saying and pay attention to the words. This is an article. It's called How I Feel About the U.S. And I'm not trying, I hope it doesn't offend anybody. I'm not trying, that's not my intention. I just have different viewpoints, and I just want to put it out there and then at least get people to think about it. I know I know you're supposed to like enjoy life and stuff, but some people don't enjoy life at all, and some people don't even have the capabilities. So I just want to point out that there's a big world around us. So yeah. So this is an article I wrote quite a bit ago. Oh, if you you can find it at freeru.com, and it's called How I Feel About the U.S. This was because I read an article, and you can look it up too. It's an older article. It was written in 2015. It was about American soldiers that were going to the Ukraine, and at the time, I just stumbled on the article. I think it was a little bit old when I found it. So it may not necessarily reflect today's time space, but I'll read it, and if you want to comment, or if you like pitch in, feel free to do so if you'd like. Anyways, so it's called How I Feel About the U.S. I didn't even know that they were still shipping people to the Ukraine to be on alert against Russia. Now, I remember, this is just an interjection, I remember Russia got in hot water because they just, for some reason, just started invading other countries again. Like, I thought the USSR was, like, I mean, that kind of stuff was, you know, over and done with, but guess not. And when I saw the article, I was just like, is this like still happening? Like, and I was thinking, one, why are we sending, you know, more troops there? We have like troops everywhere. And not to say that US should be the world police, but I mean, somebody's got to be the police, I guess, but it seems like the US has a lot of their own issues. But anyways, how are we so worried about Russia? I thought the Soviet Union was dissolved. How is it that our focus and not all the good the troops could be doing here? Why would we want to separate families? We are not the world police. If we think we have to be, why? Cause and effect. We should be finding solutions to these causes, not heaping on band-aids on wounds. Why are we so concerned about keeping people out? We should be letting everyone in. If you're good to people, people will usually reciprocate. How are we even worried about letting the quote-unquote terrorists in? Americans do a great job killing each other every day. According to Statista.com, In 2016, there were 17,250 murders reported. And these are reported only, so who knows what the number truly is. And then, this is a side note. Side note, and that's just reported. That's not like suspected murders. That's not accidental murders. And I say accidental. Like, is it really accidental? My point in that one is, if somebody wants to kill somebody, they're going to make it happen. It's going to happen. Like, they'll figure out a way. And why are we worried about other people when, you know, we're doing a great job killing each other all on our own? Back to the article. Religion is not in the Constitution because we knew then it was not right to control people's beliefs. We had the opportunity then to do the right thing and abolish slavery. The Constitution says all men are created equal, yet we let evil intentions win. We let our aversion to conflict let injustice win. Our conscience was bought by money. The people then decided money was worth more than millions of black lives and women's subjugation. And I've always maintained when you do something for money, it will never end well. Money bought less than 100 years of peace, 90 years of rising tensions, cruelty of our brothers and sisters, and in the end, 620,000 people had to die to do the right thing, which it wasn't even over slavery. It was over money. I have another article if you'd like to read about the Civil War and what it really was about, which wasn't about slavery. Sorry, guys. I hate to... Spoiler alert. The Civil War was not about slavery. Who knows how many slaves died during that time, and it's a scar that even today has not fully healed. We still have not learned our lesson, as through the years, since women were used as pawns and bargaining chips, children were then bred for free labor, and the inequality of Caucasians over any other race or sex is well documented. It is not too late for us. It is not too late for me. I have been through a lot in my 38 years. In 2018, I decided to make real change for myself, to strengthen my integrity by telling the truth in everyday conversations and to connections of anyone willing to listen, to take each moment as an opportunity to speak out against the continued enslavement of people, to point out the exploitation of children, to support the life choices of those who are afraid to be themselves, to speak out against violence and murder in any shape or form, to support those who put their lives on the line to keep us safe, and to be honest with how I feel and liberate myself and all my brothers and sisters who are in pain and suffering. I will strive not to be the judge of others because I am not the judge. I have been judged, and the resulting pain I do not wish on anyone. I am not perfect. I don't pretend to be, nor will I strive to be. I can only be me. I don't want to be a leader because I don't know what I'm doing. That's the truth. That's real talk. I just know I want the suffering to end and for people to be able to live their lives. Being a manager never worked for me because it seems like you can never win. You're a glorified slave driver. You have to punish people, and the customer's happiness always gets sacrificed for the sake of profit. End of article. So, basically, just a little bit about my management experience. I've been a manager at a lot of different places because I've done a lot of different things in my life, trying to find what I was really passionate about, what I really enjoyed doing. I mean, I always liked writing. I always liked telling stories. I always liked acting. I remember in the 4th grade, I played Mary in Babes in Toyland, which you cannot imagine how the school thought of Mr. Williams picking a non-white girl to be Mary in Babes in Toyland, because, you know, Mary's white and her brothers and sisters are all white. I mean, they could have just said, you know, we were a bunch of adopted kids, but anyways, and I enjoyed it immensely. Connecting with people has always been my passion. I always liked to connect with people, even if people didn't necessarily, I guess, like to connect with me. Even now, it's unfortunate that the arts aren't supported. If you're a writer, I always like to you know, because I do like to write. I write different articles and different opinions, and with, you know, the free range of you know, with freelancer and everything like that, which are awesome opportunities for people who would otherwise not have the opportunity to make a living. You know, competition is pretty fierce, and a lot of times you don't get credit, or you don't get compensated, I suppose, for everything that all the efforts that you put in. You know, if your article doesn't get seen, or if your article doesn't get posted, or, you know, whatnot, then, you know, and then they have these algorithms, and everyone just like, oh, okay, I'm looking for this. Whatever pops up first, that's where they go, and the end. So now people are doing clickbaits, and they're just regurgitating the same article in just different ways. And I mean, you can read different people's blogs and whatnot, and it's just the same stuff regurgitated in SEO format, so that they'll be first if somebody clicks on it. Or you have to pay for advertising so somebody can click on your thing. And then I've talked about that in that previous video. There's money funnels and click diverters, and then the people who worked hard and actually maybe put out an original thought either get buried under tons of pages, or they don't even get credit because of all the click funneling and the money funneling, because people don't want to have their own original ideas, and they want to piggyback off you. But then, when, you know, so, oh yeah, and I always just liked connecting with people, like talking to people, hearing what they have to say, hearing their different viewpoints, talking about my viewpoints. I know lately it's mostly me talking, because there's a lot of, I'm not saying that other people's opinions or ideas don't have value, but it's just things that I don't think are important to the world. Yes, entertainment and comedy and things like that are important, and they make people laugh. Did it reconnect? Sorry, I hope it reconnected. There's so many lonely people. You know, people are just wanting to talk to people, so I don't know where the disconnect is. You know, why aren't we talking face to face with each other? Why aren't we, you know, meeting our neighbors, our friends, our family? Maybe we are busy in our lives, I guess, which, you know, you're too busy to be with your friends, or maybe you are fearful of being, you know, going out, because, you know, you're supposed to look like this, and you're supposed to act like this, and you're supposed to do this, and God forbid if you do that, and or if you go out in public, you know, you are ignored, which is like the worst. And I don't think a lot of times when people are alone, or they're just sitting there, yeah, sometimes they probably just want to be alone. Maybe sometimes they would just love for someone to talk to them. It's really hard to tell these days. I guess you can only hope that, you know, I would say try to talk to that person, depending on the situation that you're in, though, because some places discourage you to talk to other people, because, you know, they'd rather you just focus on spending your money. if I'm ever out and about, like, I don't mind talking to people. Sometimes I go out and about just to, be alone and relax. But I mean, I'm always willing to talk to someone. I think talking to people is the most important thing that you can do, that one person can do. Um, Social media is supposed to be, it was meant to help people connect. And it's a tool, and it can be an awesome tool, a great tool. It's just, unfortunately, too often used in the wrong way. Like, I doubt this video will get very many likes or views because it's not fancy. There's not some cool thumbnail. There's not a bunch of awesome graphics or awesome music in the background. It's just one person talking. And, everyone always says the truth is out there. But unless the truth is all tied up in ribbons and bows and bells and whistles, it just gets glossed over and ignored. So, whoever does watch this, thank you for... And I'm on the internet to learn and people's opinions. And anyway, I thank you for watching it, and I thank you for your time.